Go! Alright.
Good evening. I'm Emma Woodhouse, and I was written by Jane Austen. I live in 18th century England in a town called Highbury on an estate called Hartfield. I live with my elderly father, who is very eccentric and health conscious. He is very, very bad at separation, and my sister, who is married, he constantly misses her, so I must stay around and keep house. But that is no matter, because I never wish to get married. Never. I am an independent woman, and I will live my whole life, just me and my friends and my money. But I do have one special hobby that is very near and dear to my heart. I love to matchmake. I love to make matches out of people, and I love to see when the people that I match together are in love. Take, for example, my recent governess, Miss Taylor, now Miss Weston. She is married to a dear man named Mr. Weston, who had a wife once before, but she died. And he has a son named Mr. Frank Churchill. Frank Churchill. Yes, I did have quite the affair with him at one point, but then he ended up being secretly engaged to a certain Jane Fairfax, of who I am not particularly fond. Oh yes, but enough about Jane Fairfax and Frank Churchill. Let's talk about my dear friend Harriet. Harriet Smith, to be exact. A lovely girl, just lovely, absolutely lovely. Perfect blue eyes and a plump face that anyone would love. Oh yes, we know not much about her past, but it surely must be noble. I must marry her off to a noble gentleman. A gentleman of high stature. A gentleman with money and position, because those are the things that are important in this life. Oh yes. A common farmer the other day proposed to her, like he thought that he had a chance. He had no chance. I talked her out of that one, but I made it seem like it was her idea, because I am rather manipulative, if you will. And so I have decided that she should marry a Mr. Elton, who works on my property. He's a very good man, very good looking, very handsome. All of the women in Hartfield, all of them love him, all of them. They all want him. But I am going to get him for Harriet. Oh yes, he drops hints about her all the time. Well, at least I thought the hints were about her. It turned out that, Mr. Elton was falling in love with me instead on accident, and he professed his love for me the other day, and Harriet may not trust me anymore after that. But I will not give up. No, I will not. You see, because there are many other fine men that my dear friend Harriet could be wed to, because she's obviously of noble birth, yes, even though we know nothing about her past, nothing at all. Ah, yes, nothing at all. My dear sister came to visit not long ago. She's married to a Mr. John Knightley, not to be confused with George Knightley, which is John Knightley's brother-in-law, who happens to be Harriet's new object of her attention, if you will. She's very taken with him, but I think that he's very much out of her league. Yes, I think that she's very much out of her league, because Mr. Knightley is a class all of his own. He's a class all his own. He's a real gentleman. He's the perfect example of a real fine gentleman. Yes, he is. And my sister is married to his brother, and they have many children. They do not come to visit us often enough, and I will grow old and be an aunt forever and never have to worry about children of my own, because why should I, when I can take care of these little darlings and then send them on home afterwards? And so it's really a lovely life. Money everywhere. I love money, and I love to take walks, and I love my hobbies, and I will never get married ever. Although I do love to matchmake. I do. Although my recent matches have not gone so well with with my dear Harriet Smith. I fear that she will end up marrying that farmer that proposed to her not so long ago. But, you know, maybe that's for the best. Maybe that's for the best. They do seem to get along just smashingly. Oh yes, very smashing. They get along well. Mr. Knightley thought that they should get married. He recommended that they get married. He's a very smart man. Very smart man, that one. Oh, very smart man. Very intelligent man. Very kind man. Very caring man. Very sensible man. Admired by everyone. I, of course, admire him greatly. He's a great man. He's a great man, isn't he? Maybe. Huh, what? Maybe I myself should marry Mr. Knightley. Ha! 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 Yes, that would be suitable indeed. Suitable indeed.